We've got our big dinner salad here. It's actually 2 large pineapples, so fruit for the majority of your calories. And then it has some alfalfa sprouts, some pea sprouts, and then sprouted lentils, chickpeas, azuki beans, and then it's on a bed of spinach, so just any gentle leafy vegetables that are easy to digest in their raw state. Sprouted beans, much easier to digest, as well as when you're having all the pineapple, the bromelain digestive enzymes in the pineapple. This meal digests perfectly, amazing. And no, you don't need to add a bunch of fats to absorb the vitamin A, D, and A, D, E, and K fat-soluble vitamins in your spinach, because naturally when you get enough calories of fruit, you do still get a good amount of fats, and in like your beans and that, and even your veggies, everything has a little bit of fat, and you don't need to take omega-3 supplements every day when you eat these whole food sources of fat that aren't super rich in omega-6, like with animal products and oils. So when you get, like you're not eating an over amount of fats, you're naturally not going to need to take omega-3 to balance out the omega-6. So just eat, feel yourself. How I like to structure my day is fruits all morning. So for breakfast, I like to start with either coconut water or juice, or just like really juicy fruit. So that would look like having star fruit first, or coconut water, or making a juice out of star fruit, or even a juice out of vegetables like celery and herbs and carrots and lemons and things. And that can get a good variety of some different herbs in that in the morning for some extra micronutrients. And then for lunch, a fruit meal that's a little bit more dense, such as a bunch of juicy Hayden mangoes. And then for dinner, I go to, and you could have like some leafy vegetables with that too, it's not gonna affect the digestion. And when you are doing, say, some carrots in the morning, if it's in the juice, it doesn't affect your digestion. But if you're gonna eat carrots in general, you'd wanna have them at the end of the day. So if I have my dinner, which is the most dense fruits, so it could be like bananas or even some dates or something, really sweet, delicious fruit, so that it just gets sweeter throughout your day. And I'll have it with about 100 grams of vegetables, or like 100 calories of so, just how much I would naturally eat in its natural state without like a dressing or anything added to it fancy, or herbs. I love cilantro, basil, mint, and parsley. And then to top it off in the day, just for variety, I like to have at least 200 calories to 500 calories coming from soaked nuts and seeds, or you can just do dried fruit if you don't want to do any nuts and seeds. Or you could do sprouted beans. You can add some microgreens, and so soaked nuts or seeds. If you are transitioning, you could do like, say, some cooked potatoes or cooked vegetables for that portion until you're all raw. And another fully raw option is like soaked grains. So you could do like soaked overnight oats for dessert, or what I really like is soaked chia pudding. Rather than, I make a chocolate one, but rather than using chocolate cacao powder, which would have caffeine in it, I like to use carob powder, caffeine free, and a little bit of vanilla extract. Maybe a little bit of sea salt if you like, but sea salt is not necessary. You can add some kelp powder if you like to your meals as well, some sea vegetables if you enjoy that, but I kind of see the liver as the toxin of the sea, so if you want to avoid that, I would almost just take a mineral supplement. But for general, to have the healthiest diet, you want to stick to fruits for the majority of your calories, and just a little bit of something else, like a higher fat source at the end of the day, or even if my higher fat source is just like some avocado or some coconut, like a fruit fat, added to some vegetables at the end of the day after I've already had enough calories from fruit that is juicy and carbohydrate rich, the energy that our body requires the most, where it's just super duper easy to break down the sugar into instant energy, no breaking down of your digestion, no making you tired after you eat. Plus, you just grab this food and eat it. Like, I didn't have to make this into a salad. I could have grabbed my pineapple. I mean, it's different with a pineapple. You kind of do have to cut it. But say it's like orange or something, or bananas, you just grab it and you eat it. And you grab and you eat some head of romaine lettuce for about 100 grams. And then you have some, well, it's chia pudding you would have to make ahead of time, but then you have a handful of almonds if you like nuts, or sprouted nuts or whatever. So it's super easy. Or you don't have to include any of the nuts or seeds or anything, and just have some avocado after that. Scoop it out. Or some coconut meat. Or some durian, like something fatty, a fatty fruit. Or some dried fruit for some different variety. and any veggies that you can digest in their raw state and enjoy. I love eating this way. And I love eating with my hands. God-given tools. Nature intended us to grab the fruit and eat it. And really release digestive enzymes just in chewing. That's why I don't really like to blend my food or make a bunch of smoothies or anything. Nourish yourself with what Mother Earth has cooked for us already. And if you're ever hungry for anything else, grab more fruit, make sure that you're full, and you won't be craving anything else. And over time, you'll really start to crave the fruit and the raw veggies, or just the fruit. Maybe some corn at the end of the day that's actually a fruit vegetable, or some tomatoes and stuff. Tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, I actually would eat them first in the morning or as a juice, rather than at the end of the day of a salad, because it's less dense than the bananas. If you have bananas and then a bunch of tomatoes, you might have a digestive issue, versus tomatoes in the morning, bananas later. Greens when you crave them, fatty fruit if you crave it, otherwise just sweet, dense fruit all day long. Eat till you're fully satisfied, but recognize it does take large portions. You have to get rid of the standard American diet, tiny portions that will fill you up. If you want to stay satisfied, you have to be physically full and mentally full. When you've gotten enough calories, and fruits are the best bet for the perfect amount of volume and satisfaction. Vegetables, optional. Make sure you've gotten enough calories first. And enjoy it. It's ready for you to enjoy. You can feel good when you're eating your meal and after. Makes life not just about food, but food is just the fuel for your life. And it's all living, and it doesn't harm you, it doesn't harm the planet, it doesn't harm Mother Earth, it doesn't harm animals. You eat, you live, you thrive, you enjoy it. Cooking, cleaning, cutting, affordable, saving fruits from going bad, stopping world hunger, not feeding animals a bunch of food that we could just eat ourselves without having to kill an animal. Unlearn all the crap. Sit cross-legged, peel your fruit and eat it. Eat with your hands. There's a reason we love chicken nuggets as a kid and pizza, all these things that we eat with our fingers, or chips, because that's how we would eat our berries. And that's how we'd eat from the garden. And you're not giving up any of those childhood favorites or junk food. You're gonna gain being able to eat so much more fruit every day and enjoy it, because there's only a certain amount of food we can enjoy each day. And it starts to taste so good, versus if you eat a bunch of the processed sugar, then you tried pineapple, you'd be like, this pineapple's sour. But now my taste buds have adjusted to where I find lemon sweet. So I'm not missing out on tasting a bunch of junk food and feeling like shit after. Other people are missing out on enjoying your food and feeling amazing all the time. So eat to live. You deserve to live an amazing, incredible life. Live and let live.